Everyone's looking at me as ito lang yung tagapagmana, the useless tagapagmana. I was always in the shadow of my parents. I wanted to be someone else outside of my family's success.
After kong nakuha yung salon project, nag-resign ako sa trabaho. Kasi feeling ko ang galing-galing ko na. Wala na akong naging next project for the next 3 months. Nauna si Habang. So, resign, paalamunin ako sa bahay, utusan ako sa bahay, wala akong trabaho.
And I had to close down Madhouse for the very first time. I didn't even have enough money for grocery because I told my parents, I don't need your help, I'm not gonna go home. I'm a self-made woman since I was 18. I thought that I could handle everything. But I realized, hindi pala.
Ay, lunch break na!
Buti na lang. Lunch break na.
Sarap ating lunch break spot, guys.
Welcome to Beyond the Build podcast, where design, construction, and vision come together.
Here, we open conversations that challenge the industry, celebrate its people, and inspire the next generation of builders.
Together, let's uncover the skills, mindset, and wisdom every builder can bring to the table.
Kaya tara, simulan natin!
Ikaw, anong baon mo?
Ako, for our first episode, ang baon ko ay... Let's see.
Wow! Sarap!
Ikaw rin, anong baon mo?
Ito ang baon ko. Siyempre, nung bata pa. Ikaw naman, Ina, anong baon mo?
Oh, thank you, thank you. Ayoko naman i-flex, guys, pero sobrang sarap.
May ulam pa.
Ilan taon ka dyan?
17?
17?
16. I know. Don't stop. Stop.
So for our first episode, bago natin simulan ang Beyond the Build, pag-usapan muna natin that everything that happened behind the scenes.
Actually, guys, bago tayo magsimula, meron pa akong baon para sa atin. Yon. Ito, extra special iyo. Ibang flavor.
So simulan natin kay Architect Reign.
Alright, sige.
Bigyan mo naman kami ng kwento kung paano nagsimula ang NovCon.
During my college days, ako ay pinag-aral lang karinderya. Hindi alam to ng karamihan pero medyo laki po tayo sa challenges at struggle. Sa sipag at tiyaga rin siguro ng parents namin, nabigyan ako ng privilege na makapag-aral sa tulong na rin ng mga lolo't lola namin. After ko makagraduate naman sa FEU, nag-work ako sa Ortigas for 6 months. Tapos dumating yung opportunity. May nagpagawa ng salon. Ay, renovation lang, simple lang. Parang 200,000 budget lang talaga siya. Maliit lang, pero opportunity siya.
Ilang taon ka na nung time na to?
21 years old pa lang.
21.
Oo.
So 21, masasabi mong 21-year-old ka nagsimula?
Yes, yun talaga yung pinaka parang masasabi kong nag-start si NovCon, kumbaga gano'n. So ayun, na-inspire ako mag-go sa construction kasi talagang maganda yung opportunity dito.
Ano yun? Design and construction or construction lang?
Design and construction na rin.
So ibig sabihin, ikaw yung first in your family to enter the construction industry?
Yes, ako talaga. Ako yung kumbaga nag-step na nasa design and construction industry.
How did that came to be when you started it on your own and now everybody's enjoying the fruits of your labor?
Perfect question. Kasi balik ako dun sa salon kanina. Nung nakuha ko yun, dahil wala akong resources, sino ba naman una kong lalapitan? Yung mga relatives ko. So si Tito, Tiyo, baka naman matulungan mo ako sa project na ire. Tito ko, nag-help. Si Mami somehow tumulong rin. Nagtulungan din kami and such time na naging grupo na kami ngayon. So yun yung first NovCon.
How long did you do everything alone before you decided na, okay, I need help na talaga from my family?
Nung inalok na sa akin na, Reign, ikaw na rin mag-construct nito dahil kayo rin naman nag-design. Doon ako humingi ng tulong sa relative. So ito yung good and bad news. After kong makuha yung salon project, nag-resign ako sa trabaho. 21 years old. May salon opportunity, nag-resign ako kasi feeling ko ang galing-galing ko na. Dito sa salon, parang tinapos lang namin ng ilang buwan, kumita ako ng maganda. Ang ginawa ko, napunta ako ng Calamba, which is yung province ko talaga. So sabi ko, dito ko kuha ng project. Ito naman yung bad news ngayon. Wala na akong naging next project for the next 3 months. As in zero, palamunin ako sa bahay, utusan ako sa bahay, wala akong trabaho. So sa yabang nga, alam mo yon, sa bata tayo, may project ako, kayo wala, nauna si yabang. So, resign, hindi ako makabalik yun kaagad kasi hindi kami in good faith nung company ko. Ang choice ko lang is magstay sa Calamba. And ito yung maganda nangyari. Yung tita ko, yung kapitbahay niya, nagpapabakod ngayon. Sabi ko, okay itong project na to ha. Ang good news is, yung bahay na yon is yung bahay ng asawa ko ngayon.
Binakuran niya din.
So, after kong bakuran yung bahay, binakuran ko na yung asawa ko. So, ganun na nangyari. So, yun yung first talaga, makakonsider ko as my first project talaga na bahay. Yung na-meet ko si Ivy. So, kaya siya kasama ko na, wala pa talaga actually ng NovCon. Nagbabakod pa lang kami.
Wala pang NovCon noon. Ano pa lang, as a freelancer.
Bakod pa lang siya. And then, yung kapitbahay niya, nagpabakod na rin. And then, yung kapitbahay niya may bakanting lote, nagpa-renovate.
Oh, wow.
So, the rest is history.
You mentioned a while ago that you weren't good terms with the company you left, diba? You were prideful at that time. But NovCon is now 13 years. As a business owner, what would you say is the point where you learn from becoming prideful to becoming this type of entrepreneur that is able to hold the company for 13 years? Kasi nangyari yan sa akin. I started business when I was 18 years old.
Wow!
So, ito siya. The
Yung exact picture na yan,
Yes.
ngayon nag-start ka.
This is my first product. I used to sell notebooks. After 1 year exactly, I earned 7 digits income. I sold 1 million worth of phone cases, notebook to a corporate company.
Wow!
So, na-realize ko, wow, at this age, I could earn so much. And then at 20, I did, parang sa'yo, salon, sa akin naman, restaurant. Kasi the client namin, nagpapagawa siya ng murals. Tapos sabi niya, baka kaya mo na rin gumawa ng tables and chairs, tsaka yung tiles ng sahig. Eh, my dad kasi is an architect. Tapos may mga workers din siya, may mga projects din siya nung time na yun. Sabi ko, Dad, turuan mo nga ako kung paano gawin to. And then after that, restaurant turned into a bedroom makeover, condo, bahay, lahat to naka-vlog. So, you would feel like you're on top of the world because everything you touch turns into gold. But when I was 21, I did a project that was large. I was partnered with an architect, aside from my dad pa. It was so large, it was a 5-story building. They just wanted us to do furniture, they just wanted us to do like curtains and ganyan. Parang konting renovation, glass supplier, maglalagay lang ng bintana, parang fit out lang. Since medyo ka-age na siya ng dad ko, yung presyo pa po ng materials niya is 10 years ago. So yung BOQ niya was 2 million short
Oh my gosh.
for that project.
Dang.
So from 18 years old to 21 years old, I felt like I was living the highlight. Nakaya ko lahat. But that project, and that pride, sabi ko, hindi kaya yan. Lagi namang meron, hindi naman tayo nawawalan. And it was 6 months, walang ni isang project na nag-close. And I had to close down Madhouse for the very first time. I had to fire employees, sold my car, closed the office, and I kept telling myself, di yan, setback lang yan. Sandali lang yan, babalik ulit. I left the house, I got my own condo, I was alone living with just myself. I didn't even have enough money for grocery because I told my parents, don't need your help. I'm a self-made woman since I was 18. Kaya natanong ko siya kanina rin kasi nagbago lahat when I became Christian. It was a blessing. Parang hindi yun mangyayari kung hindi siya binigay ni God sa akin. When I became a Christian and then I changed everything, biglang sorry ako sa parents ko, umuwi ako sa bahay. And then sabi ko sa kanila, I'm sorry for being prideful. I'm sorry for telling you guys na hindi ko kayo kailangan. I'm sorry that I thought that I could handle everything. But I realized, hindi pala. And when I humbled down, nung gabi may bumulong sa akin, post mo yung vlog mo. This was a vlog na luma. Post mo sa Facebook. 1 day after, 10,000 views. 3 days after, 15,000 views. 5 days, 700,000 views. Exactly 7 days, 1,000 inquiries ulit sa Madhouse. So basically, the Madhouse that you see now is Madhouse 2.0.
So basically, the better way to ask that question is, what humbled you?
What humbled me was I couldn't even afford my own rent and my food. So I realized when I hit rock bottom, there had to be changes.
Ang dami niyong pinagdaanan. Kasi the difference between you guys started it on your own. Ako, aminado naman ako, tagapagmana lang ako. As in, actually sa totoo lang, I don't know if my parents are gonna watch this, pero I didn't even want to work at GLI. My background was, gusto ko talaga corporate ladder. Lahat ng best friends ko, corporate buddies sila. As in, sa corporate ladder namin, starting namin 25K. Yeah, so imagine mo starting ko nung time na yun, 25K with allowance pa ha. And so I kind of came from a very different place na by the time GLI started, so they started peak pandemic 2020, I graduated 2019. Gusto ko yung tumaas talaga ako sa ladder. And then when my parents were like, hey, nag-start kami ng business. Can you come? You're marketing kasi. Can you come help? They kept pressuring me every time I'm there sa province. They're like, kailan ka pupunta dito? Kailan ka magre-resign dyan? Sabi ko, pero ang taas ng sahod ko. Sobrang taas ng sahod ko noon. Yung salary ko nung time na yon was around 42 with tax. 42K. My starting salary sa GLI was 13,000. I was the lowest paid kasi nga, they call it labor of love. like, nasa akin naman to, paglaki ko. So, I'm always just the daughter of Golan, the daughter of Leilani. Gusto ko, ay, si Ina. So, I told myself, gaya nyo, nag-start din kayo sa social media page. Paano ako magsa-stand out na hindi lang ako pabigat sa family? So, in a way, ako yung nag-promote ng page. And that's how I started.
So in a way, no, while Reign and I were trying to prove ourselves in the real world, you were actually also trying to prove yourself
Yes, oo, totoo.
in your parents'
In my parents, yeah.
in your parents' world, which is sometimes harder. You actually showed everybody there na parang, I'm the most valuable asset you have right now.
Yeah, and like starting out, the hardest part for me before was parang sinasabi nila, then not directly, but you know, you can feel it. Nandito ka lang gawa ng parents mo. They're not considering all the hardships that I had to go through, all the sacrifices as well. So kayo, while you guys were getting humbled, I was trying to gain pride naman. I need to prove myself. I need to show them that I had something to prove. Now this is how we got here today. Back then, kaming tatlo lang ng mom. Me, my mom, and my dad, yes. Mom ko, siya yung commander-in-chief. Siya yung may hawak ng pera. Yung dad ko naman, siya yung extrovert, siya yung nakakakuha ng project. Ako naman, ako talaga yung nagmamarket. So, but back then, we didn't really prioritize construction. We were more in the power tool industry. Actually, si Reign, one of my first customers.
Yes.
Nabudol ko to, nabudol ko to.
Building.
Oh, magka-same ng
Oo,
building.
so they're upstairs, we're downstairs. So parang wala siyang choice. Sabi niya, sige na nga, dito na nga ako bibili. Nandito na eh, katabi ko lang eh, di ba? And then eventually, the project that we got was both our downfall and also the reason we are here today. Like, lumaki kami. It was failing so badly. Daming nakaw sa site namin. Ang daming scam namin na contractors, subcontractors namin. Dami talaga to the point we had ghost employees. We're losing so much money. We're not gaining the... Kahit tapos na yung milestone, hindi pa kami nababayaran months.
What did you do that changed the course of GLI?
I don't want to take all the credit. Aminado naman ako, like lahat kami, we literally had to sacrifice the power tool side muna. We used to sell power tools and we did construction. I stopped posting, unlike you guys who started posting through your struggles, I did the complete opposite. I went to what I'm good at, which is the back end. So I started to manage the people, I started to manage the salaries, ako na nagbabayad. Yung mom ko started to focus on payments. Yung dad ko naman, hindi na siya tumigil sa isang project lang. He tried to find a way to get more scopes within that big project. On my end naman, because I took part in the salaries, nabawasan kami ng nakaw. I can confidently say we saved millions on my aspect there. Dad ko naman, naka-earn ng millions. Ako naka-save. Yung mom ko naman, naka-earn din. Oo.
Reign, how about you? What was like the turning point ni NovCon?
Nakulangan na kami sa manpower, ako personally, kasi trying akong mag-survive ng ako lang. So, nung nagka-Facebook page, lumawak yung market. Lumawak yung sakop ng network. So, to the point na hindi ko na siya kaya mag-isa. So, ngayon, sabi ko sa parents ko, kailangan ko na mag-hire, kailangan ko na ng marketing, kailangan ko na ng additional architect tsaka engineer para ma-maximize, ma-duplicate ko rin yung sarili ko. 3 months ko silang hinar at nakita nila na na-duplicate namin yung number of project. Nag-extend kagad kami sa QC, nag-extend kami sa Cavite, Batangas, Pampanga, Cebu. So, mas nakuha namin, mas nayakap namin yung vicinity, mas nagtiwala yung mga clients, homeowners na si contractor nandyan lang, malapit lang.
Ilan na yung mga bahay na natayo ng mga branches na to?
Nasa 300 plus.
Grabe.
Kaya ang tao namin ngayon is around 4,000 plus sa construction.
Grabe.
Medyo marami talaga.
Grabe ang payroll.
Oo,
Payroll.
ako kinakalculate ko na eh. Minamat ko na.
Bale, sweldo every week.
Oo.
Yun ang mahirap, no? So yun, somehow, blessed naman talaga rin ang NovCon today.
Having so many branches, pwedeng magkaroon din ng ganun, no? Yung lack of control.
Yes, yung ganung kalaking umbrella, sa totoo lang, is minsan talaga, prone na siya sa pagkakamali. Pero meron na kami mga sistema somehow na binibuild na para maiwasan siya or ma-minimize yung damage. Ang tao kasi hindi natin kayang kontrolin. So, nag-focus kami dun sa things we can control, yung sistema namin.
Both of what you said is kind of related to what was my turning point in the business. What really changed was systems. Do not manage people, manage systems. Because if you manage a single person, you'll be managing 100 different personalities.
Correct.
But if you manage one system, that system will manage those different personalities. So, creating an SOP. Tuwing meron kaming kausap, kailangan, anong SOP nito? Because of the many projects ni Madhouse, we cannot keep doing projects. Client 1 process, client 2 process. Kailangan isang proseso lang. Our client pool, we could accept 10 clients in 1 quarter, naging 50 clients. Because what becomes repeatable is the system and not really the attitude of the people. So yun talaga yung naging biggest change. And to be honest, the biggest change in the company was hiring the right people. You have to choose the right people to be on the bus. Not just the ones that you like, not just the ones that are good for your company, but really those that have the knowledge to run a business. Ang failure ng construction site doesn't start at the site. It starts in the office.
Correct.
When you can't track your finances, when you can't do HR properly, if you can't do legal properly, your contracts are wrong, dun pa lang, you are setting up your project for failure. So when you strengthen the back end, yun nangyayari sa Madhouse, we strengthen the front end as well.
So ayan, as business owners, paano kaya natin sila ma-inspire na pinagdadaanan talaga to? It's part of the journey, part ng growth to. Someday, na sila naman yung nasa status natin na mag-share naman at mag-i-inspire ng iba.
Siguro, I'm gonna admit this is controversial kasi most of the time, at least sa mga naging mentor ko, they always suggest that if you feel like wala nang pag-asa yung business, learn to let go. Ako naman, complete opposite. Like love, parang relationship lang to guys, di ba? Hindi porket feeling mo hindi nagagana, hindi na magiging okay, suko agad. Give it your all. Give it your 1,000%, hindi lang 100. Meaning, you have to let go of other things. And then, if even then, hindi pa rin naging successful, doon ka na mag-let go. Pero for me talaga, doon ko nakikita kasi a lot of my friends are also business owners. One hardship lang, move on na agad. 1 month lang nagkaroon ng low sales, ayaw na. Like some people, 1 year. And then biglang biggest peak nila in business.
You know why? The reason yung mga tao, pag first failure pa lang nag-exit na sila, they start to believe that their failure is who they are at that moment in time. They fail to consider that that narrative can change in the next year. If anybody's watching this and you're starting, you have to know that whatever narrative you have right now, whether you're at your lowest point or at your highest point, all of that is temporary. You have to be planning your next narrative. Don't stop. Sabihin mo, 1 year from now, I'm the type of contractor who gets this right. And you keep on following that type of person, you'll realize 13 years later, 10 years later, 5 years later, this is who you become. And even at the point of success, that narrative is also not permanent. You always have to make sure that you sustain what you have. For me, parang my number 1 advice in business is always be on the lookout for improvement.
So masasabi ba natin na yung mga downfalls ba natin ay makakatulong dun sa future na tayo?
People think kasi that it's all sunshines and rainbows. Name a company that's perfect. Walang perfect company. Obviously, all of the mistakes na gagawin mo is going to be part of your success story. So asahan mo na, those mistakes will come and those mistakes will make you successful.
Ako lagi ko itong sinasabi, ang thin line lang na nagse-separate sa successful at hindi, for me, it's consistency. Yung first challenge mo nung nagsisimula ka pa lang, way back 18 years old, sumuko na kagad sa challenges niya. Hindi kayo naging consistent doon sa dream nyo, wala na, ibang story na yung kinikwento natin yan. At baka wala tayo ngayon dito sa BTV. For me, yung consistency natin doon sa dreams na yun lang yung nagse-separate talaga sa successful at hindi. Kasi habang nilalaban natin araw-araw, lumalawak yung opportunity natin sa future.
Mix that consistency with systems, and then you create a company that is consistent, not just you. And then that's a company that will succeed talaga.
Diba? So guys, no, alam nyo, kaya natin ito ginawa is to inspire yung next generation, mga viewers natin, mga future contractors, engineer, architects.
And hindi kasi ito naririnig sa araw-araw. Yung mga content na nilalabas natin, hindi naman natin sinasabi kung how we got there. And this is so important to anyone trying to build a business, build a construction business at that, to know the stories behind so that they don't make the same mistakes. So the reason why we're doing Beyond the Build podcast, for you guys to know everything that happens beyond the build, because sometimes those beautiful places that you see, that just doesn't happen overnight. That happens through hardships and real life testimonies that we're going to be sharing here at Beyond the Build. And our vision for this podcast is to inspire the next generation or even the builders in our community here in the Philippines to rally together to create collaboration and community.
So if you guys want to know more about the chismis, that's what we're trying to say here guys. Chismis talaga to eh. Chismis na business namin sa construction. Please feel free to follow and like all of our content. We are on Facebook, Spotify, TikTok. Alam mo, basta guys, you see this? Are you
Yan.
Follow it, like it. If you don't, di ko kayo bibigyan ng sweldo, di ko kayo papabali, di ko kayo kakausapin. Kayong tatlo, ibo-boycott natin sila, di ba? Matik yon. So, this is not a threat. It is a very intense recommendation to follow us in our journey sa chismis.
Busog.
Yes.
Sobrang daming learnings, tsaka earnings. Ay, still works.
Let's go back to work, guys. Magagalit si engineer.
Ay, parli na kayo tapos ng lunch break!
Let's go. Alright.